So I've had this book here for a long time, and I recently just did the cover with some scraps that I had, and I've done a few things. This I originally had here, so I'm leaving that there for sure, for sure, for sure. You know, so I was screwing around with a small jelly plate that I had made here, and on this page I was pretty happy with the worked up. So I went around and just kind of glued little bits and bobs down randomly to give it some texture. Like these are curtains, and you know, I couldn't get it all to go to fit on here. I'm hoping that I can, right? That I can get it all down. But I also don't want to cover the birdie. Oh, look at that. Peels right off. Good old glue, right? That's okay. Just rip it. Right? Just make it shorter. Just make it shorter.
You should shut that off and we'll actually make a list of what we have to get done now.
Okay. And rip it. And, ooh, sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing. And there's a horrible glare. Let's see if I can stick that down like this. Rip this a little bit so that it'll fit on my page. I'm going to cut this one so that it'll fit better. All right. That would probably work right there. And this would probably work right here. So let's glue her down. Okay. I hope that everybody is getting a chance to do some fun, relaxing, gluey things lately. I have not been doing as much gluing as I wanted because I'm trying to build myself up some stock for this event I have in April. And I know it's all the way in April, but you know, the way that things go in my life, there's no telling if I'm going to have time to do it. You know, so I might as well do it now when I know I can. My drift. Okay, and I am going to do this side. I don't know why my glue stick just kind of fell apart. I might take some of the, I don't know if I feel like dragging out my big scrap bucket tonight, but I could probably take some of my texture pieces. I have my big box of textures over here. And I could probably get it to, I could probably add some texture pieces on here, maybe do a little bit of painting. My small, I don't know where my small jelly plate is right now, ever since I rearranged again for the millionth time. But I was hoping to, you know, add some stuff. Ooh, I have a box about to fall over. I was hoping to stuff from my I have a whole bunch of focal images in a box, and I've kind of been like going through them. So you know, I got a focal image I can put on here. Let's see what I have. Let's look at my black and white images. Oh, this box is huge. If I put it up on my desk right now, it'd take over my whole desk. Black and white focal images. Oh, sorry. It's definitely got my mom's name on it. Let's see. I just love black and white pages. I just love all that they stand for and all that they are. Oh, I like this. I also like this. We're going to use those two tonight for sure. For sure, for sure. Let's see, what else do I have? Alright, that's going to be about it for those. I decided to come on earlier tonight because I put the baby to bed early because she has been up late the last couple nights since we have a fireplace in our bedroom. The nights that we have a fire in there, she doesn't sleep because it's like the lightest sleeper under the sun. So she's awake, yeah, and so she was awake last night until like 10, which is just not her schedule. So she was pretty upset about it tonight at about 6 o'clock. And the whole world knew. The whole world knew about it. I gotta fussy cut this picture. I'm very sorry in advance. I got a bunch of fussy cutting done over the last couple of days, but then changed my mind which book I wanted to work in, so I was gonna do a meander book. I folded up a book to make one, but I said I don't want to be Carla's copycat tonight, right? Maybe we'll make one tonight if I get sick of doing this. Sometimes I get sick of it because I feel like with this book, I don't just slap down glue. This is like my way of an art journal. But, you know, it's not aimless. I try to keep it, I try to use focal points and I try to make it collaged nicely, you know. But, my brain will start to hurt sometimes, you know, like I overthink things. So then I kind of have to step away from it for a minute. But I do have fun. You know, this is like my experience. It's very experimental, this book for me. Because I'm not just gluing, you know, I'm creating scenes. That's how I feel about it. I'm making pictures, you know, I'm making my form of art. So, sorry, I'm not talking while I'm cutting, because I'm trying to focus on keeping as little white space out of the, trying to fussy cut her face just right. But you can't help it with hair than to get white space. So, I'm out of frame, I'm out of the camera view again. And I am so sorry about this glare. Trying to fix my light to get rid of the glare. Maybe if I go like this and I move this over. There, that kind of helps, I guess, right? So, I don't want the restoration hardware thing up there. Oh, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. Let's see. See what I mean when you do something like this style? When you do something like this style, things sometimes don't work and they don't line up right, so it takes a lot of brain power for my little brain. So just work on cutting. Just before I started live streaming tonight, well, first of all, I'm working on a bunch of stuff, you know, for that fair I have in April. So I decided to make prayer journals. A friend of mine asked me to make one for her, so I said, well, you know what? In a place where people might not understand what a junk journal is because they've never seen one thing they would be able to understand is some kind of a devotional journal, right? So I said, I am going to a bunch of these journals to sell, and it'll give them something that they can relate to at least, you know? And they might be more apt to purchase that than just a pretty book with pretty paper in it, right? So I started making the cover, and I totally butchered the whole cover job, and now I am like trying to, so, you know, it's going really well for me. It's going well. That covers up the restoration hardware thing, even though I got some like glue dirt up here. I guess it'll be okay. So yeah, you know, I got it all on film, like, oh, hey, look at this is how I'm screwing this cover up, and I'm going to sit here and make it as to why I meant to do that. But in actuality, I just did things backwards, and now the whole thing is a total, you know, botch job. And I have these special papers that I'm covering the cereal box I used up with, and I'm probably going to have to scrap this whole thing, and I'm going to lose those papers because I already put them on. So yay for me, right? My brain's just fried today, I guess. It's probably because, first of all, it was rainy here today, and I don't know about you, but when it rains, like, my brain just stops working. So it was raining here today, and I have a lot of things on my mind, and I've had a pounding headache all day. I've had a pounding headache all day long. And another thing that really affects me, I don't know if it affects you, but bad news, even if it doesn't pertain to my life, if it is just bad news in general, it really bothers me. You know, so I'll give you an example. I had read an article about, first of all, there was an elderly man here in one of the towns that we go to. It's in my county, that was that had gone missing, right? He went missing from his house. He was 86, went missing from his house. And they had no idea. They thought maybe, dementia, and he left. But come to find out, a kid that's like 20 or 21 broke into this guy's house and killed him. Brought his body up over the Virginia line, right up the road from me, pretty much. And this guy was missing for, the authorities were looking for him for days. They finally caught the kid and figured out what happened to this guy. But, that article affected me. The news just really bothers me. And I am so glad that I don't have cable television, because if I had to watch the news, it would really, really just kill me, But there's been a lot of news about children, and, a woman in a vegetated state just gave birth. Come to find out, she was raped by a nurse that worked there, that worked at the rehab facility where she lived. It was like a nursing home. And, that just really affects me. It just affects me on a very deep level. And, and it causes me to, it really just causes my brain to just shut down almost and go into like a defensive mode or something. I don't even know how to explain it. I also don't know where my, seasick. I also don't know what I did with my white pen. I did all this rearranging in here, and now, I don't have anything that's white. That's okay. I think this page looks pretty good like that, right? So I'm going to do something over here, because I've got this other great, let's go to another page, because I got another awesome black and white image that I want to use. Okay, see, I glued these rocks down here, and I glued this stuff. Oh, I did this page too, which I really liked. Like, I put this boar and this lady here, and I put bring something different to the table. And this was just like, I didn't even dig for this. Like, that was like in something that I had just harvested. So it wasn't even organized yet, I did some layering and painting on here. I love this blue thing you see in magazines. I don't know if it's been in recent ones, but it was definitely in some previous ones. See, I just kind of went around slapping some of my uglier painty papers down so that I can use them to layer things on. A horse butt with some trees and a flower. I love these flowers, even though they come from some kind of female product. I love these pine cones and these stockings, right? Look at those socks, man. You gotta love socks. But I don't think I want them to go here. This woman is like so perfect right there. So I use this book for this stuff because the paper is thicker. And I don't know what the paper's made out of. This was like, I bought this at Walmart many, many years ago. I bet you this book is, oh my God, I was young. I paid for it with Christmas money. So I'll bet you this book is like probably 20 years old at it. Because I was a young kid. I mean, I paid for this with money I had gotten for Christmas. So I bought this book and I had like doodled on the outside with a metallic marker when Sharpie first came out with those metallic markers. And that had all faded, and I used a stencil and I like traced a rose, and I had put what I was going to use this for. I've always saved magazine stuff, always. But what I used to save a lot of were articles that were helpful. And that's all well and good. You can save all the articles you want, but you can't glue them into something because a lot of articles are double-sided. You know, so I kind of put a kibosh to that. I started putting them I still have like one binder full of articles that I like. That I put into sheet protectors. So, you know, that's also something you can do if you do save articles. You could put them in a sheet protector binder. And I did, you know, and I have some articles, and they're old, and some of them are, the paper is almost falling apart. Ooh, I hope I'm still here. My computer just told me that I had to update something. So the paper is kind of falling apart in the binder, which is funny because we all have magazines that are like from the 20s and 30s, right? And that magazine I have that's, you know, 20, 25 years old maybe, is falling apart in there, you know. Just ironic, I guess. Just proof again of how things just aren't meant to last. Alrighty, I like that there. And let's get something else colorful. I keep flipping the sides to my box on here. So I'm going to have to just, my space is growing in around me with all these things I have going on. Looking for a texture. How about this? Nice. Makeup glue, right? So, I hope I'm not boring anybody yet. And if anybody's chatting, I cannot see it. I've been on now for about 20 minutes. We'll go up to this corner, I guess, right? Let's go like this. Because why not, right? We're doing this whole book. So why not fold that over like that? And then I've got a little bit of texture to start that page with, right? So I've got that up in the corner. Da, 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 la, 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 la. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. I'm getting some thumbs up. Oh my God, So how is everyone tonight now that I can see you? Oh my God, I've been talking for 20 minutes and like thinking that nobody is talking to me. I didn't think any of you liked me anymore. Am I buffering? I don't know why. I did not even know that you guys were talking because my chat wasn't showing up. I didn't have it on live chat, which has never made a difference before. It still has always showed up, but then I turned it on to live chat. I'm like, oh, I have 7 people in here and nobody wants to talk. Okay. I didn't think anybody was talkative tonight. Ah, good. So it's so nice that you guys are actually here and talking. I've been sitting here like, huh, nobody wants to talk. Well, thank you, Miss Mary. I love you to death. I hope that everything is okay with Kathy. I saw that she had an emergency tonight. Yeah, I come on Wednesday nights. I've only been doing this for a few weeks now, I think. Maybe a month. I don't know. I don't know if I've been doing it for the whole month. I probably have been. Time goes by. I don't know how long I've been doing this. Maybe a month. Maybe not a month. So what's everybody doing tonight? Now that we can party, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe I just sat there for 20 minutes like, oh, I guess nobody wants to talk. And you guys are all here talking, you know, acting like I'm perfectly normal, but I wasn't. I did not know any of you were here. Yeah, I had no idea. Oh my God. YouTube. Just blame YouTube. And you could probably even blame YouTube for the buffering tonight because we don't have Netflix going. Nothing. Well, hello, 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 hello. Don't worry, I still love you all. I wasn't ignoring you. YouTube didn't want me to talk to you. I have been saving a bunch of free images onto my computer the last couple days. And, so I could print them out. So today I start printing them out. And don't you know it, I run out of ink. I run out of ink. I never print things out. And the one time I do, I run out of ink. Yeah, I blame YouTube because although it could be my internet too, I guess, because my internet has been, I think it's been kind of slow the last couple days, and like my laptop today randomly just disconnected from and I had to get it to connect again. I mean, that could have been my laptop too, because this computer, it's an antique in computer years. This thing's like 100 or 10. It's a 10-year-old computer. I just bought a mouse for it, and I bought it, and I was like, ew, I'll bet you this mouse isn't going to work with that dinosaur. But it did. It worked. I was surprised. Oh, I have so many images. Like I downloaded so much stuff. I downloaded so much stuff. I cannot believe the amount of stuff. I cannot believe the amount of free pictures online. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of those digital kits that people get, that people sell, are gorgeous. Like, they are so beautiful, but I can't spend money on stuff like that right now. You know, I don't have that. I don't have money for stuff like that. I need money for like tools. You know, I use my money to buy myself tool type things. Oh, I'm shaking my Sharpie because I thought it was my paint pen. Oh boy. It's been a long day. I was going to make cookies today, but then my motivation just went out the window for cookies. But I did make myself, you know, I made a very nice pork dinner tonight with rice. Huh, I wonder where my words are. I have been losing in my craft room like crazy. Like, stuff is lost. Stuff is lost, people. Stuff is missing. Thanks for coming in, Susan. Good luck in the craft room. If we don't see you in 48 hours, we'll call in a search team. Okay? I know how you feel. That's what I'm just talking about how stuff in my craft room is lost because I organized my craft room like a couple months ago and now I cannot find anything. I cannot find a single thing that I need. Like tonight I was looking for my folder of you know, religious images and I could not find them. I did, and I was one of those mix that Carla at Caged Fish makes. So I was like, oh, that would be fun. But Carla just did that on her live stream yesterday. So I was like, I don't want to be a copycat, you know, no matter how you fold it, no matter how you open it, fun is to be had. Fun, fun, fun. That's what we did here today, Mary. We have been working upstairs to try and get the girls' bedroom done. So we go up there for a while, and it was pretty chilly. You know, it was pretty cold. And then we came down for lunch and just like never went back up. And I'm like, huh, we are heating the upstairs for no reason. Have a wonderful. Thank you for coming to hang out, even though, you know, I didn't talk to you because YouTube is a loser. So yeah, my upstairs, and then of course, when I go back up there to turn the heaters off, it's so nice and toasty. And I'm like, well, now should be the time that we should be working, but now I'm lazy. I had just started making up those prayer journals, so I was kind of my mind was involved elsewhere, but I have been going through and purging stuff. I have been in the mood to purge things. Is what I've been working on. I have been working on the Great Purge. And, you know, we have a 53-foot box trailer that's full of my household stuff from when I lived up north. So I've really got to, like, get rid of some stuff, you know? Yeah, Mary, my husband's back has been hurting too. I don't know if he knows what he did to it, but the last few days he has been in rough shape with his back hurting. What was I just gonna grab? I was just gonna grab something. Oh, let's see what I've got in this folder. Oh, I like that heart. And this. And this. And this. And this. Look at that. We got some good focal images. Let's make some backgrounds. I'm sure I have some painted papers I could use for backgrounds, but it's more fun to glue stuff for a background. It's more fun to glue. Do-do-do-do. Back over where I had it. Let's see. I think I like the hand for this page. I think I like the hand. Stress and your looks. I'll tell you what. So I was getting Redbook magazine, and I learned that Redbook magazine is going to be digital only. So they must be about done if they're going to strictly, if they're out of print, you know. Which I've been reading that magazine, and there's really nothing special in it. My mom used to like that magazine. She used to get it all the time, but I feel like it used to be much better. I feel like there's better magazines out there now than Redbook. But instead they sent me one free issue of Oprah. So I was like, oh, yay, you know, one free issue of Oprah. Because I don't have enough Oprah magazines. So I have a group of magazines that I have not touched, put aside, and I'm hoping to find somebody internationally to send me some of their country's magazines, and I'll swap them with my country's magazines, and we can have a magazine party swappingly. And I belong to a lot of mixed media groups where there are a lot of people from other countries, so it's just a matter of posting it. It is just a matter of posting it. I think it would be fun. I wish I could find something. I wonder if I'm motivated enough to change this to something else. But I don't think I'm motivated enough, to be honest, ladies. The stress ball, I guess, would be okay. Because I don't think also that Halloween head in there, which is coming to my brain. Let's see. And with the Snickers in it. But I think that's too big for the hand. Maybe not. Maybe not. I've never done this before. But I like it when other people do it, so let's see if I can get away with this. Right? This head. Something has got to be done about this head. I feel like everybody needs to have one book that they can just experiment in. Experiment in anything you want. I have one book, my very first. I've been making journals for years. I had no idea. I had no idea that there was such a group. Oh, Cheryl, you got to post some pictures. I want to see. I never knew that there were like online cults of these things. So I've been making journals for years, but I learned so much, like tuck spots and pockets that and ephemera and things you can do that I never cared about. You know, I didn't care. I like to just put paper together and make it look weird, you know? So I have a journal, my very first junk journal, and I do all of my experimental things in there. Like I made a little secret journaling space with map pages in it, and that came out cool, you know? Um, so, you know, I feel like everybody needs something that they can experiment in. In my case, everything I make is an experiment. Everything I make is experimental. But it's fun, you know, I have fun. Okay, so let's cut some wood here. This is gonna look cool. This is gonna look cool, I'm telling you right now. I'm shy about some of the stuff I do too. If I do something, you know, I feel like I don't know if everybody feels this way about their art. I love seeing what other people post. I love seeing everybody else's art, right? But I don't like to show mine because I feel like mine is never good. I I posted the cover of my composition journal because that's like one of the only things I felt like I did that was good. And believe it or not, I did that. I was like in a rush because I had to, you know, get the kids in bed. So I was kind of like rushing through it. And I didn't put any thought at all. I just grabbed textures that I liked and pictures that I liked that spoke to me, you know, and I just slapped them in. Just however, I didn't even line it up first. I just slapped it on top of that composition book, and I love how it came out. You know, but then other times, like if I'm just gluing, you know, it looks like, well, clearly she didn't care at all about that, you know. I'm gonna have to cover up that fingernail. Let's see if I can get away with this. Cut around this, right? Okay, so here's a hand. Maybe if I do this, maybe if I go in, I might have to, I'm gonna try cutting this finger. Oh, Mary, that cover was so gorgeous. And yeah, you did. Like you just, you just like were throwing it together like it was nothing, you know? That's where I think that people, you know, people try so hard to, what is happening with this world is that people are trying to art for everyone else. You know, like nobody arts for themselves anymore. Everybody arts for everyone else. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it, unless I move it up. I can't move it up. It's got to stay down. And I want you to be able to see this ugly mouth, you know? This ugly pumpkin mouth. Yeah. And the more you do it, the better you feel about what you're doing, you know? Oops, didn't mean to glue up there. At least that's how I feel. I feel like the more I get done in a day, the better I feel about what I've done. Or the more I like what I've done, you know? And sometimes that's it, Cheryl. Sometimes that's all, you know, it's first of all, gluing is relaxing. I never got into it. Like I never understood why people just glue, you know? And since I've started doing it, it is very relaxing to just glue. I'm the same way, Mary. Like my desk is starting to grow in around me and it is making me crazy because I have so many projects on my table and it's starting to make me nuts. I have so many things going on right now. I have, you know, that die cut journal that I'm making, and I've been asked to make these, you know, prayer journal. So I decided to make more than one, and you know, it's just I have all these things going on, and I like start way too many things at a time, you know. I do. I can't be a mess. And right now, you know, I'm just piling things up. But pretty soon I am going to have to do something. Pretty soon I am going to have to do something over here or finish something. I mean, last week I had like paper everywhere. I couldn't even, my live stream last week was like such a flop because I had so much paper my whole life. I couldn't get anything done because there was no room. I try to keep my messes contained when I'm working in here. I try to keep it like enough so that I could at least pile it up at the end of the day. So I can at least in here, you know. Love it. It doesn't look the best because I'm not as experienced. Like I was looking at one girl's art journal and she had big heads in between trees. I was like, oh my God. Mary, are those ones that like zip up? I seen maybe it was Carla. Maybe Carla at Caged Fish. I think she had those folders that zip up and they're like hard. So you put them in, you know, you could put them into a file box. Oh, Gail, you're fine. You're just in time. You're just in time for the fun. Thanks for coming to hang out. You didn't miss anything the first 20 minutes anyway, because I had no idea if anybody was chatting. I was just talking to myself, like, oh, you know, if anybody wants to say hi. And everyone's like, we are saying hi, you freaking. So I had to turn my chat onto live chat. And, you know, it's just this big thing. It was just this big thing. I just threw random scraps and pieces in here with no purpose in life. Is my video quality lousy tonight? I hope not. I'm really sick of it. You know, really, somebody needs to make up their mind if they're gonna let people live stream without it being crappy. It could be my internet. I don't know. I'm out here in the sticks, you know, so my internet's like 100 years old in internet years. And that's what I think. I think it is YouTube a lot of the times because, you know, there's so many people streaming at once now, and YouTube probably can't keep up with it. You know? Put an egg on this page. I'll find something to come out of the egg. Cut the egg in half. I was going through my stuff today because I was looking for the folder I had made up specifically for prayer journal stuff, and come across some of the cookbook things I wanted to do, and it got me all pumped up to start doing a cookbook. I cannot believe that how lousy it is tonight. See if I can find a person to come out of this egg. Let's see what I have in my people. So you're telling me I have to stop moving? I'll stop moving.
Mom, I'm thirsty.
Go get some of my water.
What are you making?
A picture.
A picture.
Today is the non-moving craft day. We're just gonna cease all movement and be as still as possible without even breathing at times. Did you get all the insurance stuff straightened out, Gail?
Hey, well,
I know how lousy that stuff is.
yeah.
I'm thirsty.
I know how lousy that stuff is for people, let alone having to fill out insurance paperwork for animals, too. You're gonna have to post pictures, Cheryl. I love in mass journals. I was looking at that today too. My in mass journal. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to in because I have a bunch of things to put in. I have circles. I've been collecting pineapples, and I've been finding a lot of pineapple pictures lately. I can't believe how many pineapple pictures there are. And I got an idea too to do cakes. I saw somebody, this woman, she's Australian, and she had a page of cakes. I was like, yes. And I also, I want to do the cakes. And what else? She had another page. What else? What other page did she have that I liked? I liked all of her pages. I also want to do the alphabet stuff, but I might have to dedicate a whole book to that because I just know myself. And I'd go nuts. I'd go nuts with stuff I already have in my stash. Like, that's almost, you know, my whole color journal. 99% of that was already in my stash. Alrighty, Miss Gail. So I you know, I have all that stuff in my stash, and then there were a couple things that I cut out of a magazine, only because I had gotten the magazine the same day I was putting it together. But I said to myself this month, I was like, I am going to go through some of my stuff, and I am not cutting anything out. And I haven't yet anyway, except for that colored stuff. This guy is totally meant to be in an egg, right? Yummy! What can I have over here, though, that is, because his arm is just, he's missing an elbow. He's the elbowless Frenchman. Hello, Susan. Thanks for coming in. Ooh, what if I put my tree monster in there? See, because I was doing the pineapple page, and I totally love the idea of a pineapple page, but I couldn't have this monster in there because he is way too cool of a monster to be in an en masse journal. So I could have him grabbing Pierre. I just, Cheryl, I'm naming this guy Pierre after your Pierre because he looks like a Pierre, doesn't he? Doesn't he look like a Pierre? Oh, what's his name? And the pineapple monster, I don't know what to name him yet. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Maybe he looks like a Vladimir or a Sven or something else with a V. Ooh, yum. We actually bought some ground pork and we made sausage, like breakfast sausage, and it came out really good. It's like really good. You asked me. No, I named my guy. I named my guy Pierre. When you said Pierre asked me something, I was like, huh, this guy looks like a Pierre. So I named him after your Pierre. But he's gonna get eaten by the pineapple monster. So I hope that doesn't happen to your Pierre, but it's gonna happen to this one. All right. Those two. I went on a bender one time where that's all I ate, and so I got sick of it really quick. See, there we go. Because this Pierre doesn't have an elbow, so pineapple monster is gonna get him and his elbowless self. I bought a seasoning. I don't know if any of you have heard of Tastefully Simple. Like, it's one of those direct sales things. And a friend of mine sells it, and I used to buy stuff from her all the time. And I bought a spinach. No, I'm sorry. It is a rosemary and garlic, I think. And I put it on pork chops, and I fried them up in the, I just grilled them on the stove for a minute because they're thin, they're not very thick pieces of meat. And man, that stuff tastes really good. It's like rosemary garlic from Tastefully Simple. I don't even know if they have it anymore. It is so good. No, this pineapple monster won't eat your Pierre because he's going to be full after this. this one. Even though this one's missing an elbow, so he might come after yours for an elbow. You know, nothing tastes as good as an elbow. Man, I just really like how that came out. Just really like the pineapple monster. Thanks, Gail. This is Pierre, and this is the pineapple monster, who should be in my unmasked journal because I got a page for pineapples, but he's just way better right here. You know, you just sometimes he's just way better. Sometimes it's just way better. Way better. Let me think. Is there anything else I can put on this page? See, and I have this other half of an egg to put on someone's head. I might have just the place. I might have just the head. Done, done, and doneer. Have some for me, Susan. Even though I'm a fat kid, I can always eat. Like, I could really go for some chocolate. When I eat a big dinner like that, no matter how full I am, I always want chocolate afterwards. Egghead. Even though it goes above the page, I cannot cut that off because that's meant to stick out. That is meant to stick out. I know, Gail, and I had a whole collection of Christmas chocolate that I bought on clearance, but I ate the rest of it the other night. So I am at a total loss as to what to do about some chocolate. I was going to make cookies today, and then I just kind of lost motivation on that. Yeah, you've got to have some chocolate. You got to get it back in stock. I have a little bag of like baking M&Ms that are dark chocolate, and those aren't bad. I might indulge in a couple of those. My daughter has some Reese's Pieces in the cabinet, but I don't like Reese's Pieces that much. I like regular Reese's, but not the Pieces. Just the Reese's. Dark chocolate is supposed to be like better for you all the way around anyway. It's supposed to be good for your heart and stuff. I don't know. You know how those scientists are. They just say whatever they think you want to hear. Drink wine. It's good for your heart. Eat dark chocolate. It's good for your heart. Actually, you know what we do? We've been buying chocolate. We've been buying chocolate animal crackers, which is so much better than regular animal crackers. And my husband has been putting peanut butter on them. And I didn't have a chance to try it yet, but he said that it is really good with peanut butter, which I bet you dip those in peanut butter, chocolate, animal crackers dipped in peanut butter. Right? Ooh. I have boxes all over in here of just collections. Just collections of images. Yeah, the chocolate M&Ms the chocolate animal crackers are really good. I really like them. I know I had a girl in here with stuff popping out of her head, so I really gotta find her. Because, you know, I have this other girl on this other page with a flower sticking out of her head, so I need somebody with other things sticking out of her head, too. Is this it? This is it. She's like way too big for this. This girl is way too big for all of my books. I mean, I'm either... Oh, I dropped a stack of mushrooms on the floor. Only collaging will you say that. I dropped a stack of mushrooms on the floor. I'm really anxious to get my... I went through my patterns folder today, and I'm really anxious to get a pattern journal put together. Because I love looking at patterns. Just all different patterns. You know? Some things that some people might not even consider a pattern that I like to look at as a pattern. I wish that I could not eat chocolate after dinner. I wish. I'm so lucky. All I want is chocolate after dinner. That is... Cut off her head. Cut off her head. Pattern, like the mushrooms is what made me think of it, but I have an entire page cut out that are pieces of mushrooms in rows. On the whole page is just rows of mushroom pieces. And it's just so awesome. And then I have some really nice windows in it, like, and they're lined up so nicely, the windows. They're like so nice. And they're patterns. Let me see. I got the folder right here. Patterns. See, like this to me, that's a pattern. Patterns. A pattern. This tile, and a pattern. These little ugly plant thingies, they're a pattern. This, like, stairwelly type thing, pattern-rific. Lips. The way these trees are to me, patternish. Love these flowers, right? Love the flowers. Sandy patterns. Eggy patterns. Leafy patterns. Planty patterns. Booky patterns. Rice patty patterns. Nail patterns. This whole box is full. Things on a shelf. Things in a dashboard. Old pans. Oil cans. See, I could write poetry about with this. Ooh, dust pans. Tiles and figs. Lipsticks. Birdhouses. Nail polish. Oh, I just saw this thing that you could have gotten a bottle of this Essie for free, and I missed the freebie. The question mark is very stripy. I like that pattern. Makeup patterns. Eyeball patterns. More makeup patterns. This here, like, bothers my eyeballs looking at this, but it's a pattern. See, so all of this is going to go in a book. Look at macaroon patterns. Macarooners. Jewels and plants and stairs. Thanks. Glad you like my patterns. I'm going to put them all in a book. Like, you know what my problem is? I gotta go to my storage trailer to find a book I want to use because I'm tired of making my own books right now. Like, I want to just get a book that I can rip some pages out of and put the patterns in it. Ugh, I'm so tired of making books all the time. I just want to, like, use an existing book. I did get a cool book at the thrift store. Actually, I got two. One of them is a kid's book that's got some cool designs in it. So I'm gonna take some stuff out of there. Don't start getting magazine scale. It's just gonna ruin your life. I got this cool kids book, and it was signed by the author, but that does me no good unless my name was Addison. Then it would work, Addison. So, you know, that's not gonna make my life any better. So I also bought this book that's got like lost Egyptian artifacts in it, and it's got a bunch of cool statues and stuff. So those are going to be cool pictures. Move my book to the right. Oh, you like my girl? Here, that's the first one I put on there today. That was the first thing I did. And in the ad, she was looking at this flower like she was sniffing it, but I was like, no. We're humans. We grow flowers out of our heads. Silly. We grow flowers out of our brain boxes. I'm sorry for the glare. It's like if I move the light one way, you can't see anything. And if I move it the other way, you need sunglasses to watch my video. I will cut off her shoulders because I really need all this stuff that's going on in her head. It's really completing my life, even though I'm up off the page over here. But that's fine because it's not sticky. I didn't put enough glue up there to say so. It looks bad on my side. I'm looking at the screen like, whew, glare-licious. Let me glue this flower down. She's going to run wild on me. I get way too many magazines. I get way too many. I have a stack from this month alone, and I'll bet you I'm 10 magazines deep. I bet you. And you know what I went and did? Woohoo! I went and ordered about 50 seed catalogs. Because I want seeds, first of all. What started me on it was I really want to grow hydrangeas, but I also want some raspberry bushes and some blueberry bushes and stuff. So, you know, I'm going to get catalogs and price them out because we bought grapevines from Walmart, and I learned that the grapes we bought from Walmart are a small, very small breed of grape. So they're not even going to be nice big plump grapes. They are going to be little tiny, you know, fart grapes. Which who wants that? These little tiny grapes. You know, when you eat a grape, you want a nice big juicy grape. Not little itty bitty things. So last year my grapes died because I thought they like died halfway through their growing cycle, but they didn't. They're fully grown. We had a guy come up here a couple weeks ago. He was buying some stuff from my husband, and he owns a vineyard, and he was like, oh yeah, this is a small grape. I'm like, how do you know? That's almost what it's like, Cheryl. I mean, Gail, they're small. I don't know how many grapes I'm going to get off them. But if they do end up being too small, and if the flavor isn't any good, I'm going to rip them out and put new ones in. Because a lot of people around here have grape plants that they are neglecting and that are growing like crazy, and they're, you know, on a trellis and stuff. So I'm going to ask the people if I can have their plants. Why not? You could tell that nobody does anything about them, you know. That's what it reminds me of, though. They're like ornamental. That is exactly what they seem like. What if I took a page and just glued circles to it? Like a blank page. I need to find one that is blank. Let me think of my Rock. Are you stoned? Get it? A rock. Are you stoned? Oh man, I cracked myself up. An abandoned, that would be like my ideal dream, is to live on an abandoned fruit farm. I listened to a story on the radio recently, and I don't know if anybody's familiar with the singer Jason Mraz, but apparently he bought an avocado farm, so he became like an avocado farmer, and he did everything with avocados. He did everything to making, right down to making like an avocado chocolate frosting for a cake at a Super Bowl party. And people are like, no way, this isn't made out of avocados. And he was like, oh yeah, it is. So I guess you can make avocado frosting. I was like, that would be cool. You know, I would like to live on an avocado farm. My hair would look gorgeous because I'd have avocados in it all the time. I saw somebody else doing the circles. Maybe that's what made me think of it tonight. I saw somebody else had a collage of circles. Yeah, he has an avocado farm. You know who else does too? Is Tom Selleck. Tom Selleck. Oh yeah, Mary. No, I put avocados in my hair, and it makes my hair gorgeous, gorgeous for like a week or two. It makes it nice through 2 washes, and I wash my hair twice a week. But Tom Selleck has an avocado farm, which is just awesome because I love Tom Selleck. Me too. I mean, I don't know if I could grow up. I probably can't because we do get cold. Like, it is cold here right now. Oh yeah, I love the taste of them. I love them. I just have a hard time telling when they're ripe enough to eat, and I either eat them when they're too mushy or I eat them when they're too hard. But you know, either way, I do love them. Sorry, I don't mean to be all loudmouth over here talking about avocados. Yeah, maybe it's because I buy them at Walmart. They're just not right. Like, I feel like I either buy them when they're too ripe. Really, a banana. Well, that's like how onions, we grew potatoes this year. We grew a big potato patch, and our potatoes are rotting. And I had read a thing about how if you put I think it was an apple in with the potato, it's, you know, right away or soon after you put them in storage, they stay better, they stay fresher longer. Yeah, Cheryl, make sure it's good and ripe so it's like, so you can make a paste out of it. You take 1 avocado, you take 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Put it in your hair. Get a, what are those things called for your hair? So you can take a shower. They're plastic. Shower cap. Get a shower cap and put it in your hair for as long as humanly possible, as long as you stand it. I read a thing like you should leave it in overnight, but I kept it in for an afternoon. And do it when your hair is dirty. Do it on like just before you're going to wash your hair, so that you can wash your hair out nice and be amazed at how amazing your hair feels after you do it. It's called an avocado mask. I left it in. It was probably a good 2-3 hours I left mine in. I have children, so I don't have any concept of time. You know, I left it in I left it in for like one whole nap. Yeah, mayonnaise also makes your hair really nice too. Mayonnaise is really nice for your hair. Because the egg is very good for your hair. I wash my hair with egg once in a while. Well, and the oils, because it has oil in mayonnaise. My hair is very dry lately. My hair's completely changed. When I was in my 20s, I had like gorgeous hair, so curly. I never straightened it. I just left it curly all the time. Now, my hair just looks like I woke up all the time. There probably is an avocado mask that's already packaged, but I like making my own with real avocados. Because if there is an avocado mask that's already packaged, it should be in the refrigerator. Yeah, apple cider vinegar is really good for your hair. It is very good for your hair if you use apple cider vinegar, or like they call it in the hair world, ACV. I'm all apple cider vinegar because of when we had our fruit fly extravaganza. We have fruit flies in our house. Like all of a sudden we have like 5,000 fruit flies, and then in 5 minutes they're all gone. Usually because my husband goes on like the mass fruit fly killing spree, where he kills them all in a day because he can't wait for the apple cider vinegar stuff to work. But they got smart last time. They stopped going towards the apple cider vinegar. Like, they got smart. And then when my husband started killing them, they would hide on the ceiling. Here we are talking about bugs again, like I did last week. Who was here last week? We were talking about bugs. Lynn. Lynn was here last week. We were talking about bugs. Yum, bugs. Put bugs in your hair. Gotta get some small circles. I only seem to have some big circles here. How many circles do I have here? I should probably change like my hair products so that it starts to, so maybe it'll make my hair look nicer. I don't know. I don't think I have enough circles. But another thing too, like now that I have children, my hair just gets in the way of my life. It's always in my way. I always have it thrown up on top of my head because it's in the way. The baby grabs it. No, I did not see any big chickens. I'll have to look. A big chicken. Where did she post it? That's what I'm thinking about doing, Gail. Like, last year, am I back? Am I gone forever? I gotta check to see what Janice Turner posted. Did you lose me forever? Help! I'm lost somewhere in the interwebs. I gotta see what Janice posted on the fork.
I don't know what you want for sure.
the floor. This chicken is nuts. That one there is nuts. Holy cow. Look at those fuzzy feet. What huge birds. Wow. Yeah, it does look like a crisscross with a Shih Tzu. You know, those ones, they don't lay very well. They don't lay a lot of eggs. Those furry feet chickens. I just got like regular old egg chickens. We went to someone's house actually in Michigan. We went to buy a potato digger in Michigan. They had a rooster at that house that was humongous. I bet you that rooster was like 15 pounds, which, you know, in chicken world is huge. You know, that's a big bird. I'm sorry about the internet tonight, ladies. This is just lousy. We should start charging YouTube for lost time. I'll have to cut the edges off of this one because I have my tree page on the other side of this. My rooster looks big and fluffy, but I'll bet you he's only like 4 pounds. He looks big, but I'm sure he's not big. Yeah, I'll have to go anyway because it'll be bedtime. I'm going to have to go in a few minutes, actually. Oh, really? Really, Mary? It's hard. When you first get rid of the TV, it is hard, but I can't. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to watch the news. I don't want to see the world. I haven't heard of anybody having a problem with the Rokus. You know, honestly, I had just a regular Blu-ray player hooked up to my TV, and it had, you know, Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and YouTube, and I really liked it. I really liked that setup. But the Blu-ray player that I bought was refurbished, so it was junk. Ugh, I can't watch the news. I can't watch these terrible things happening in the world. It affects me on a molecular level. An old man, an 86-year-old man here last week was murdered, and then his body was dumped just over the line over here in Virginia. And a young kid, he was like 20 or 21, got arrested for it. And this town was considered like such a safe town. It's like one of the safest towns in the state, you know. This kid came in from the city and just broke into this old man's house in the middle of the night and killed him. I guess, if you're comfortable. Just killed the old man. I mean, if you're feeling really ambitious, you can buy TVs that already have all that stuff. I am on the Virginia line of North Carolina. If you look at a map and you know where North Carolina and Virginia are, and you look at the middle part of the state, right on the Virginia line, that's me. Yeah, I don't have that kind of money either. I don't have that kind of money either for those fancy TVs. I'm so over the politics. I've lost respect for the majority of the people on my friends list because of all the political stuff that they, the things that they believe in, and I have no idea. I have no idea where their thoughts come from. No, I'm only a few hours from you, Cheryl. I think I'm 4 hours from you. Yeah, those smart TVs too have come way down in price. Like a few years ago, they were like, 2,000 bucks, and I just saw a pretty big one for 200 bucks. I can't believe they're saying you got to get a game system. I thought that you could use any of those things to get it, so long as it says it's, Wi-Fi compatible or whatever. So what do you have Tom doing now that he doesn't have TV? Does he have something at least he could watch Netflix on and stuff? So I have something very strange to tell you all. I know that you're all saying hi to Jackie. So hi, Jackie. But I can't see you, Jackie, and I can't see you in other people's live streams either. And I don't know why. I see people talking to you, and I see people, answering questions that you write down and stuff, but I can't see you typing. Unless, if you have me blocked, how could you be subscribed to me? Is that possible, to block somebody and still be subscribed to them? Because, like, I can't block somebody on Facebook and then go, add them as a friend. Well, she's on my live stream. I mean, unless she's not subscribed to me. If you guys are saying hi to Jackie, I don't see any Jackie. I don't see anybody named Jackie on here. And I've seen other live streams where people are talking to somebody named Jackie, and I'm assuming it's the same Jackie. You're not going to tell me that every person named Jackie. But if she has me blocked, she can still see my content? I mean, I know she could have accident, unless, I've offended her, in which case I am very sorry if I've offended you in any way, but I know how easy it can be to block somebody on YouTube. When you go to hit subscribe to their channel and you have the block report, visit channel or whatever. So that's possible. So she is subscribed to me and I can't see her. How strange is that? It's gotta be like a glitch. YouTube has to glitch, That it is strange. I mean, I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced anything like this before. What did Jackie say? Since I can't see what she says. Let me see if it'll show me who's in the chat. Hold on, I gotta get a wipe because my hands are like sticking together. They are so covered in glue. Maybe I blocked her on accident because I know how easy that can be to block somebody. Participants. No, it shows just 4. It does not even show Jackie as a participant. Let me see if I can find, let me see if I can find like how you can figure out who's blocked. Jackie is a ghost. She is a ghost. She is haunting my channel. La 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 la. Right. Let me see if I can find a place that shows, like, I don't think I've ever blocked anybody on YouTube. So let me see if I can find a place. Oh yeah, I can see how easy. I can see how easy it would be to block somebody because they have the block thing right next to the let's see. My channel maybe would have it. Settings. See if I can see who I have blocked. Oh, I want to give Jackie hugs too. Blocked contacts. Oh my God, I do. I can see you now, Jackie. I must have blocked you on accident. I love you, Jackie. I promise. I promise. How weird is that? Because, you know, it's so easy. It's so easy to block people, you know? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Jackie. Hugs, 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 hugs. I love you all. I don't want to block. Gail, I know I've talked to you about this. I had talked to you about this in somebody else's live stream about how there's one person who I see like on Shelly's in Crafting Mamas, and I can't see what she's saying, and everybody's talking to her, and I have no idea what she's saying. We're gonna have to catch up now, Jackie, on lost times. We're gonna have to catch up now. Gonna have to catch up on the love. Good night, Gail. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off too because I gotta put the kid to bed. She's gonna have a quick little snack. And then it's bedtime. I'm so glad you guys hung out though, and we had Critter. Here, we'll go back. We'll go look through everybody and see where we are. So I have Pierre getting eaten by the pineapple monster, and I have this. I love that shell. That is so cool. That came out of I think that came out of a magazine. We are squishing the pumpkin head, our stress reliever. All my circles are flopping all over the place. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, that is so great, Cheryl. That is so great. My baby is going to be a year old on Saturday. See, and then we have our two lovely ladies. I love the name Olivia. If my brother was a girl, my mom said his name was going to be Olivia. But alas, he was a boy, and she named him Liam. Way before Liam was a popular name. Now everybody's named Liam. Everybody's naming their kids Liam. But he was Liam long ago. It is a good name. It is a very good name. Yep. But it's so funny because everybody's calling, naming their boys Liam now. So we go somewhere and I hear somebody go, Liam. And I look around like, is my brother here? Because I'm not used to it, I'm not used to it being as popular as it's been. But it's really taken off. A lot of Liams in the world these days. But I'm so glad, Jackie, that you're back in my life. I unblocked you. Yeah, this is my live video.
Can I say hi?
Yeah, come over and say hi.
I want a picture.
No, just say hi.
Hey, where's that red thing?
What?
That red thing.
That? Right there?
Huh?
William, take his headphones off.
What?
Thank you, Mary, for coming to hang out.
Take your headphones off.
It was so nice to see you. Yeah, I'm absolutely keeping Kathy's husband in my prayers. That is awful. To have to, worry like that. Ladies, I'm going to put Lily to bed, and I just heard the baby get up in there. So I will be back with a video of the project that I'm working on. I'm probably going to tomorrow where I don't screw it up. Oh, I bet, Mary. Give her all my love. Give her all my love. I am thinking of her, and I am praying for her wholeheartedly. So I hope that all of you have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you again next week. And like I said, I'll be back with videos of this cover I'm working on for these prayer journals. So I love you all. Thanks for hanging out, and ta-ta for now.